I want to talk about this comment. And before I do that, I just want to say no offense to you. I don't mean to criticize you in any way, shape, or form. It's just that about this mindset, it needs to stop. I know you didn't mean like, oh, just let her be, she's old. But way too many people think this way. Way too many people think because someone is old, oh, they don't know any better. Wrong. Wrong. Do you know why? Those crusty, dusty bitches will be watching on their 4K Ultra HD LED with 3D function smart TV and be telling Alexa what fucking program they want to watch, but they cannot forget that the N word is no longer in use. They go with time in any aspect of their remaining lives, which is in many cases not a lot left. Anyway, they go, back in their days, they didn't even have cars with fucking ABS and ESP and whatever, whatever, okay? They didn't even have, they had no luxury cars with, for example, two-zone AC inside the car. They had no smart home, smart TV, smartphone. They had a fucking landline that you need to turn, okay, for you to go and call, if at all, because some of them are so crusty, dusty. They've been here since 200 before Christ. Even telephones were not a thing. Watch them, okay? Herald and Gelinde will now be watching the RTL news on their 4K smart TV, Samsung Ultra with backlight and ambilight and whatever, but they cannot remember that language also evolves. They will be progressive as fuck when it comes to the comfort of their own white asses. But God forbid, when it comes to language, they'll be like, you've always said that. Do you know what was always the case too? You should not be having teeth. Because as far as I'm concerned, it has always been like this. Human beings did not have the thirds. Okay? When they fall out, they fall out. Then you start going and chewing up gum. I don't fucking care. Okay? But you have it, right? You have replacement teeth because even in the medical field, you went with time, you progressed. When it comes to technology, you progressed. When it comes to social settings, you progress because bitch, you know fucking well you didn't have the right to have no fucking bank account without your husband's signature. You couldn't have no fucking divorce without your husband's signature because you were considered fucking property. Okay, your ass was not allowed to go to fucking school because as a woman in Germany, you did not have the right to go to school. You did not have the right to vote, but your bitch ass goes to vote the AfD at every given chance now because you're progressive. You've understood that you have rights, but God forbid people be telling you, oh, I don't think you should be using this word anymore because it's outdated, and you bitches will be all over the place telling us they are old. Fuck you and your age. Because why are you progressive in anything and everything? You, during your childhood, you guys used to use underground as a fridge, okay? You dug up potatoes to keep them cool. Now you have a non-frost fridge with, I don't know, ice cube ice cube producer. You have a water tap that comes out of your fridge. You go with technology in anything. You go with progress in anything, but not in language. It even goes as far as those old people, the ones you see in elderly homes that forgot their own names. They don't know who their fucking kids are. They don't even know their whereabouts. But best believe they will not forget to call a black person the N-word. How the fuck did you forget everything and anything? You forgot the fact that you popped out fucking kids out your own coochie, but you did not forget to be racist? Yeah, right. And that's the reason why this argument of they are old or they are old school or they don't know any better, it will never work. Can never work, can never make sense, can never make sense. And me, I will not let it fly. If your bitch ass is racist, I don't give a shit if you're 12, if you're 52, or if you're 102. As long as that mouth of yours works, your ears are going to work and they will hear what I have to say. I don't care. I do not listen. There is a very common misconception, okay, that because people have told me this multiple times, oh, you can't change people's minds. Who the fuck told you I want to change people's minds? I don't want to change nobody's mind. I mean, if what I'm saying will change your mind, wonderful, bless your soul. That means you were willing to listen, okay? And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. But that's not my primary goal. Of course, when it comes to my core values, I'm a very radical person. I do not look for any type of I don't know, resetting. I'm looking to, my ultimate goal will be to abolish the system, to burn the system down. In fact, set the entire country in flames until we have an entirely new system, forgetting everything that has happened or that is written down now, discarding it entirely, setting up a new constitution, setting up a new country, setting up a new system. That would be my ultimate goal. And of course, that has to go hand in hand with the liberation and the freedom of the African continent unconditionally. But that's a bit far, I get that. So no, I do not change, or I do not aspire to change people's minds. I just want you to be afraid. I really don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. If you want to be racist up here, because that's where I cannot see it. But once you open your mouth or your actions speak racism, you will be dealt with accordingly. And I don't give a shit how old you are. Because if you're old enough to talk, if you're old enough to insult other people, you are old enough to get it back. Okay? That's why also children are off limits. Not in my book. Not in my book. I don't give a shit. Because y'all only think children are off limits if the fucking kids are white. Okay? My black kids, they're not off limits to you. They're not off limits in experiencing racism because y'all are so quick to like, no, do you want our kids to grow up being collectively guilty? Yes. Yes. I want your fucking white kids to know what they are capable of, what their ancestors have done, what you have enabled as their parents. Because if our kids are old enough to experience racism, your kids are old enough to hear about it. And I don't give a shit what that does to their feelings. How the fuck am I going to care about what the fuck the oppressor feels like? Since when have we started coddling white people's feelings? Enough of that. Enough of that. I don't give a shit what you feel like. I don't give a shit if your child comes home crying and said, oh, Nicole told me I'm racist. Yes, your bitch ass is. Okay, now go cry about it. Because the same energy is not being reserved to black kids, to people of color, to indigenous children. The same energy is not being reciprocated when the children are non-white. So tell me why the fuck white kids should be off limits to me, but non-white kids are not off limits to you. Y'all will even spit on black kids, talking about kids are off limits. Fuck no. Fuck no. I will deal with your fucking kid if you don't do it. I don't give a shit. So back to the topic at hand. No. Being old does not accept you from being fucking accountable for your words, your actions, and everything in between, okay? And the good thing is, even you already have fake teeth. So you don't even have to be fearing to lose your real teeth because you're already gone and gone, okay? Gone. You are already halfway dust, you know? You see that cheese at the very back of your fridge that has already started molding? You're this close to throwing it away. That's old people for you. Their time on earth is ticking. And I will gladly be the one to remind you that the last few days you have, don't fucking misbehave, because this is de facto no longer 1933. Okay, you do not get to speak anyway, anyhow, and anyway, or in any way, shape, or form to people that don't look like us anymore. Not without consequences. At least not in my presence, though. I mean, there are a lot of cowards out there, but it is what it is. White people have always been cowards. So as for me, I match energy. I match energy. If you're a racist piece of shit, brace your fucking selves. It's that simple, okay? It's that simple. Did you guys see the recent news? There was this guy that was racist and punched the black guy, and when he punched him back, he fell and died. Natural selection. Yes. And don't wish people dead. I do. Wholeheartedly with my chest. I wish you dead. What the fuck do you mean don't wish people dead? You're a piece of shit. You think people that don't look like us are less human beings, are lesser than? Of course I wish you dead. A painful one at that. I wish you be tortured before so that you can beg for death to be your mercy. I have zero empathy, understanding, whatever. In my opinion, you are not worthy of breathing. Okay? That's also why I think we should be pulling the plug a lot more often. If you're in the hospital and you are this close to death and you still find your time to be racist, pull the fucking plug. After all, you're just costing money at this point. You're useless, okay? Y'all have been useless ever since, because the fact that the system is the way it is because y'all did not think a revolution was necessary. Y'all were so comfortable in your white privilege that you just accepted racism, misogyny, sexism, everything in between for your own fucking comfort. You are not worthy breathing. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. Go and die.